Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Yesterday it was reported that Neil Peart died at the age of 67 from cancer. Today, some people have asked if I can look into the death of his daughter and his wife, both who passed within a year's time of each other in 97 and 98. And looking at this, there's very familiar patterns. For people who are new here, who get offended, just turn the video off. Just get lost, turn the video off. I don't want to hear about your crying in the comments about this is disrespectful. You guys don't know what the definition of disrespect is. My work is all about respecting the integrity of human life and exposing the murder rituals that go on within the world of entertainment. You know, for doing this work for the years that I have, I've made connections with people who are in the industry and who have shared real stories. So you being the ignorant fan of a band who knows jack shit about jack shit, you're not in any position to say who's disrespectful or what's offensive. Again, people are being murdered. This is what goes on in the world of entertainment. And all of you who worship these celebrities and cry when they die, you're actually the ones who need to know about this the most. You know, you'll be the next to send off your children to get offed by the code within the world of entertainment. Okay, so Neil Peart, we covered his death yesterday. We'll review it in a moment, but let's talk about his daughter and his wife, who died shortly after Rush released an album. And we see this again and again, the deaths in connection to the album releases. And the riddles always point in one direction, and that's the direction of Freemasonry, as we'll get to, what controls the entertainment industry and what works by the code of numerology and gematria. So Neil Peart, his daughter, reportedly died in a car accident on August 10th, 97. This was the first tragedy in the family. Neil Peart was 44 years old at the time, just shy of turning 45. He was 44. The word kill equals 44. The word execution equals 44. Not only was Neil Peart 44 years old when his daughter died, but she died on a date with a life lesson number in numerology of 44. The day she died, August 10th, was 33 days from Peart's birthday. 33 days. Remember that. The next year, his wife would die from cancer on June 20th. That was 84 days from his birthday in 1998. So his daughter dies 33 days from his birthday in 97. His wife dies 84 days from his birthday in 98. Now 33 and 84 are numbers that connect to Freemasonry. Masonry has that gematria of 33 and 84. The day his daughter died, August 10th, is the day leaving 143 days left in the year. That's the number of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And the day his wife died, June 20th, 1998, was a date with 143 numerology. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 143. What controls the music recording industry? And no doubt, Rush. The albums released in 97, the year his daughter died. Retrospective 1 and 2. The first album came out May 6th. The second album came out June 3rd. May 6th was 96 days before the death of his daughter. The word Freemason is 96. The band name Rush has gematria 42, like Freemason is 96 and 42. The divisors of the number 42 sum to 96. There's a mathematical relationship. The word knowledge equals 96 and 42. Masonry, based in occult knowledge, worships mathematics, does things by mathematical codes, including ritual murder. From the second album that came out, Retrospective 2, just after Retrospective 1, from that day to the death of the daughter was 68 days. Mathematics is 68. Sacred geometry is 68. Grand Architect with the capital G in the middle of the Masonic compass and square represents equals 68. Instruments of mathematics. The belief of the Masons is God is the master geometer. The world was created through sacred geometry. Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, means geometry and language. The practice of coding numbers into words comes from another Masonic belief, Kabbalah. In Kabbalah's Book of Formation, it stated God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. This is how these people play God, murdering by a code, a Kabbalistic code. The capital G in Francis Bacon Gematria represents 33. In Sumerian Gematria, where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6, G is the 7th letter. 7 times 6 is 42. 33, 42. Masonry 33, Freemason 42. The word math is 42. In Jewish Gematria, it's 139 like Freemasonry. Now, here's the ultimate tribute to geometry between the death of the daughter and the mother. From the day the daughter died to the day the mother died was 314 days, a lot like 3.14, the number for pi. Notice it was 44 weeks in days as well. Again, kills 44. The daughter died on the date with 44 numerology, while Peart was 44. But 314, like pi, which you learn about in geometry, which you use for measuring circles, which you make with a compass. Compass and square and capital G for geometry, for grand architect, for gematria. The mathematical shorthand to get to pi is to divide 22 by 7. If you write out 22 divided by 7, it sums to 314, like 3.14. If you write out 360, like the degrees in a circle, it's 227, like 22 divided by 7. And if you write out ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, what's etched on the House of the Temple in Washington, D.C., it's also 227, which happens to be the 49th prime. Scottish equals 49, America 49. Washington 49. So again, this is the code used by people in high places, and those people do control the music recording industry and bands like Rush. And what happened to Neil Peart's wife and daughter, and eventually him, is nothing new. It's what's always gone on in this world of entertainment. Sacrifice for fame. Yesterday, dead at 67. Out of my mouth thousands of times have come the words, when a celebrity dies at 67, the murder by numbers code is always going to be right behind it. Blood sacrifice equals 67. And by the way, they waited to release the news of his death until January 10th, which would have been, if he were alive, his 121st day of his age. Blood sacrifice also equals 121. 121 the big way, 67 the small way. Anyhow, from his birthday to his death was 118 days. They released the news 3 days later. That's where the 121 is. But 118, death is 38 in 118. He died from cancer, reportedly, like his wife. Cancer is 118. If you use cancer with the alphabetic order, or if you decode it with the alphabetic order, it's 44, like chemo, like kill, like how his daughter died on the 44 date when he was 44. Drummer is 38. He died in Santa Monica, where so many celebrities die. Santa Monica's 38. Santa Monica's also 187, like the homicide code. Santa Monica's on the 34th parallel in the 118th meridian. Murder's 34 and 38. And again, the same day that Peart died, supposedly the actor Henry Haynes died at age 27, 34 days after his own birthday. It's the same repetitive numbers that you see again and again in celebrity death. And as we talked about yesterday, Geddy Lee, the singer for Rush. Neil Peart died on his 163rd day of his age. That's the 38th prime. Death, murder, killing, R.I.P. They all sum to 38 like Drummer. Geddy Lee's also 67. Like Blood Sacrifice is 67, like how Peart died at age 67. And again, Neil Peart, 46 like Sacrifice, dead 46 years after the release of their first album in 1974. Brain cancer, 74, the supposed cause of death. So again, Masonry controls the industry. They work by this code of letters and numbers. Dumb people can't grasp it even when it's explained to them. I'd encourage any moron who's willing to write some shitty comment talking out of your ass about things that you have no clue about, to go watch the video I just did on this. The singer from Rite, Stephen Percy, put out a music video not long ago called 10 Miles Wide. Stephen Percy on his Facebook page identifies as a Scottish Rite Freemason. Majority of people in entertainment are. And he has this pin. In Latin, the phrase means "my hope is in God." Notice the gematria of "my hope is in God" with Scottish Rite. His song, if you watch this music video, Stephen Percy 10 Miles Wide, you need to slow it down to about 1/10 speed, because there's a lot of images that are stacked on top of each other, like literally 20 images that are shown within a second and a half, including Freemason compass and squares, sacred geometry, and also satanic symbolism. You've heard a lot of people say they sold their soul for rock and roll, including Bob Dylan. This is what Stephen Percy's music video is about, and he's pointing to who's responsible. Freemasonry. The Scottish Rite. And again, it's who we're always talking about. It's always the numbers of death, and it's always pointing in the direction of Freemasonry, just like it is with the latest Neil Peart. His song 10 Miles Wide equals 57 like Scottish Rite. Big number with the Scottish Rite. For the lame brain moron out there, wrap your head around this, dipshit. George Washington, Scottish Rite Freemason, inaugurated at what age, moron? What age, retard? Was it 57 like the majority of the original presidents? Yes, it was, retard. 57. And the name George equals 57 too. If you missed today's earlier presentation on JFK, he died in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a Scottish Rite Freemason by the numbers. And that Scottish Rite Freemason's name was George Dealey. He died on the 57th day of the year. Whole lot more to it. Also, this album with this major tribute to Masonry came out on January 27th, 127, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry 127. It's who brought you September 11th and Pearl Harbor. The new Pearl Harbor on September 11th, buildings 1, 2, and 7, and Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 127. These are the people that control our society, who murder by a code, who make evil by a code, and who most morons are too pathetic to see through. Like the many jackasses who left comments yesterday saying, "This is so dumb." Who says something so dumb without doing any research? Only a fucking loser, only a fucking reject. And again, can't emphasize that enough, because that is the real problem of this world. It's not really the secret societies who do all this shit. It's the fucking loser lemmings who can't catch on to it. And who, when the truth is told to them, just start spewing the fucking garbage that they always spew. Conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat, mom's basement. Just like, shut the fuck up, you worthless program fucking retards who have no independent thought. All you can do is regurgitate the shit that's been shoved down your throat your whole life. Listen to the same shitty fucking music, consume all the same bullshit garbage that's put out there for you, including fucking Rush. And I know that's going to offend some people, because some people really like Rush. And yes, I do understand that Neil was quite the drummer, but it doesn't mean that the band wasn't shit, because it was. And it's sad to think people died for it. So, anyway, we'll leave it there. Morons will be morons. And soon they will be moron fertilizer. The day can't come soon enough. Till next time.